Welcome back. We're on part 2 of episode 83, and it's time for the hot tags. We got a couple to talk about this week. Let's go random here. Chikara is shutting down.
No!
Yes.
Shame it's not TNA. I don't really know much
TNA is a
about.
prosperous program. I don't know what you're talking about.
Cut to the episode 85 that we keep mentioning, and they don't say TNA is shutting down.
So 2 weeks from now.
Don't get people's
down.
hopes up. God. How horrible.
I don't really know much about Chikara. I never really watched anything of theirs, but
I just remember it being just like very weird, almost very Japanese kind of gimmicks. Just
I remember
really out there stuff.
I remember
It's
CP
very-
Monk and Colt Cabunny.
what?
CP Monk, yeah.
It's a very comedy-orientated product. It's full of great wrestling and funny gimmicks.
Absolutely.
And it's
I'm-
booked and it's head booked by Mike Quackenbush.
Yeah.
And Matthew from Botchamania thinks very highly of it.
Well, dead.
Well, yeah, now it's dead. He can't promote it anymore, and he'll cry inside.
Still gotta get
Just have-
Matthew to do the show or something.
Yeah, you could just promote TNA.
If you want Matthew on the show, spam his account and tell him to go to Smack Talk.
Tell him if he doesn't, the kitty dies.
Yeah, tell him that going to the Smark Out moment will help Chikara out.
Tony will donate $1 to
Right.
every person that spams Matthew.
Little asterisk at the bottom, maximum donation $5. Let's talk a little bit of TNA here. Todd Keneley and Douglas Williams have been released from TNA. One of them actually served a purpose, and the other one was annoying as all hell.
Who?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to go into a rant about this on my YouTube channel, so I'm not going to go too much into this whole rant about it. But they get rid of Doug Williams and they keep Rob Terry. How the fuck is that fair?
Muscles.
Life's not fair, Burhan.
What does he
Life's
he
not fair.
walk around in
Rob
a
Terry
G-string
sells
for
tickets.
Dixie Carter's amusement? Tickets for what?
Hulkamania.
You couldn't smell the sarcasm coming out off of that comment.
First Dixie goes, the next, the future star in TNA, the guy to hold the world title eventually will be Magnus. And you get rid of Doug Williams. Ugh. Stupid.
Clearly aren't catering to you, Burhan, yet you continue to watch it.
No, I watch it because I have to keep up to date with what the hell's going on.
To be fair, they're not catering to anybody, apparently.
They're catering to Dixie Carter and Hulk Hogan.
They don't afford catering. Everybody has to bring their own sack lunch.
Come on, let's do some budget cuts, brother. Get rid of some of our roster, brother.
Bring in Rampage,
brother.
Oh, God. Todd Keneley, by the way, he was the annoying announcer that was with... I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Today, but when Today's next to Taz, he looks amazing, and when Taz is next to Todd Keneley, he looks decent. So...
Oh, man, if you make Taz look like a decent commentator...
maybe that's pushing it a little too far. He just isn't as atrocious.
Come on, you remember one of Taz's most famous commentary lines ever, don't you?
God, he's so fucking terrible. He's so goddamn bad. Taz is like the commentary equivalent to Kali wrestling. It's
I don't
just,
go that
He's
far.
Mike Adamley bad.
I liked Adam Lee better. At least he was like, he acknowledged this kind of like stupidity. Taz is just kind of like, well, I got dropped in my head a lot. Like, you know.
You see this guy here, Shelly Alex Shelly. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. He gets all pissed off about everything. It's like, dude, we're just calling you out on your job. Anyway, Todd Keneley gone. He's following, not even following the way of Don West. But
Yeah, he's been promoted out of the company.
We have another Impact thing going on here. Quinton Rampage Jackson has he's going to be working with TNA now. So skip forward to that episode 85 when they don't exist anymore.
Yeah, they did Yeah, sorry, Renego.
I was gonna say you can picture this as their downfall.
Well, the funny thing about it is they had him come on the show this week, teased a few between him and Kurt Angle, and like, oh, sorry guys, he's going for training now, so you won't see him in another like month or so. So yeah, we're going to tease something that's not going to happen.
They're planting the seeds.
Dixie needs seeds planted in her, I think. That's probably what, once she gets sex, that'll probably help her become more decisive in how she makes her decisions.
I must have. So she's a virgin? Did I miss something here?
It's either that or she's just not getting any.
I like how if anybody's
Just ask Hulkamania to do something.
if anybody is
He'll
gonna
run
make
wild
some
at
kind
her,
of,
brother.
an anti-Dixie thing, it always ends up being Brad.
Well, I think that's good. He actually forgot to do his impression of her this week.
Well, I think he's actually pro Dixie this week. So.
I'm not saying me, I wouldn't do it.
Of her getting some Dixie.
Someone needs to get in the heart of Dixie. Or hey,
Or the vagina of
Come
Dixie.
on. When's TNA's big money
Right
match going to come up where Hogan gets revenge on the Radiator for the blind assault?
maybe they should sell tickets to Dixie Carter's impregnation. That would be the only match. And then you get to see the payoff.
For hands, stop. You're giving them ideas. They'll do it. Like, that'll be on
Be
TV
honest,
next
they
Yeah,
couldn't
'cause
do
TNA
that.
yeah,
They
'cause
couldn't do
TNA
that
wants
without
to,
somehow Bob.
And then WWE will rip it off in the fall and then have, like,
Hulkamania is
Vicky
going to run
do it,
wild
like,
all over
few
your
months
face,
after.
Dixie.
So did Rampage actually kind of look like a heel in it? I haven't seen that yet.
No, he cut a very bad promo, and everyone was like going, "Oh my god, that promo was pretty decent." He's very like, and it wasn't. He comes in and he goes, "I'm a fighter, and I want to fight the best." And then Angle comes in, and is like, "I'm the best," and then they stare at each other, shake each other's hand, and then stare lovingly into each other's eyes, and that was it.
In other words, who cares? It's TNA.
And he's like, I'm B.A. Baracus.
And I will go lethal on your ass.
I wrestled with
You fool.
I wrestled with Hulk Hogan.
I know Liam Neeson.
It was taken.
Let's move from one Impact thing to another. Dolph Ziggler has cleared his Impact test, and yeah, that was a great segue, wasn't it? He'll be returning to the ring, and if he returns this week or next week,
Or in 2 months.
from what seems to be the case, is he'll probably be back for Monday Night Raw, but you never know if he's going to actually wrestle or not. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't wrestle and they have him hold it off until Payback. But WWE will still be around 2 weeks from now, unlike TNA, so we'll be able to actually see it. And that means everybody better be watching their ass when it comes to the fantasy league, because now my number one pick is actually going to start getting some points for me. It's about fucking time.
And remember, guys, he's here to show the world.
Bring it on.
He's here to win some damn points for me. I'm what, number 5 or
And
something?
then he loses the title right back to Del Rio at Payback.
If that
You know
happens,
what,
I'm
Tony?
seriously going to be so pissed off.
Tony, you know what? I know now. You've probably been sitting at his home, sending him email messages, getting the doctor to fake the impact test to get him back in the ring. But if Dolph ends up with a bigger concussion than before, Tony, it's your fault.
Hey, what I do in my free time
Is everyone's business.
exactly. As long as it's worth points. Now, hopefully, everything's worked out fine, and Ziggler can go back to being, as good of a competitor as he always was before. I hope that
But
they
do you
don't.
think he remembers that he was a good competitor that he was before?
I hope he forgets his finisher because it was awful.
Do you remember when he was in the Spirit Squad? Even as Ziggler. Oh, God. Okay, that's enough.
Spirit Squad.
Nicky!
No, it's more like Nicky. This is how he sounded.
He's just gonna come back on Raw, and he's gonna have Chavo Guerrero's golfing clubs with him.
Oh my god.
They'll just be like, Nick, what the hell? One last thing we got to talk about is pretty ridiculous in a lot of ways, but John Cena's going to go
Yes!
clothing line for K-Mart.
Oh man, I can't wait to get that John Cena coffee mug. Yeah.
He sounds like a
Isn't.
crack addict. I just need some Cena. Come on, man. I'll be good for it.
What I loved in particular was the badly photoshopped Cena advertisement picture that they had to promote that K-Mart deal.
Look at the
With
cut
his
off
clothing.
sleeves.
It's
Where
better
it's
than
clearly
Shane.
just his face cropped on somebody else.
Hustle, loyalty, and respect, Joel.
Oh my god! I really, I hope that there's some kind of like a hustle, loyalty, respect storyline that happens with like the sweatshop people that are making these clothes.
No one. I'm saying it now.
No,
TNA.
Cena will fight for them.
TNA.
And, oh god.
TNA are going to do like a Mrs. Cena clothing line to retaliate, and it will just be all shit made by John Cena's ex-wife. I can see you when
Cena
you're
already
cheating.
fights for the kids enough. Now he has a cause, and he's gonna, vow to stop the sweatshops.
This is really just like, do they really need a whole clothing line for John Cena?
But Tony, you can't see them.
Yeah, it's an empty rack. But I mean, he has enough shirts, doesn't he? It's like every color of the rainbow.
Now he's gonna make sure that the pants he wears, the shoes he wears, the hat he wears, everything is that clothing line from K-Mart. And he's
It'll
gonna
be
have
so-
at least
It would be so
K-Mart
funny.
logos all over.
Socks.
It'll be so funny if he has like an upper men's collection, so he's got to wear suits as well with hustle, loyalty, and respect on them.
Comes out wearing
The
like a
second
John
he
Cena
wears that
poncho
fucking
with
Fruity Pebble shirt he wore in that commercial. Oh my fucking god! Get a taste of Fruity Pebbles.
Fruity.
5 knuckle shovel in your face. What?
Yeah, why didn't they do a promotion if they're looking for different things over the past years? They could have done something with JR and the Skittles thing. He went apeshit for it.
Fruity.
Fruity, by God, they're
Are
fruity.
they going to make like a
Endorsement
special
for Fruity
JR
Pebbles,
flavored
thanks to The
Skittle?
Rock.
He
Now
kept
he's got
kept trying to say that they were going to do a barbecue one. Which would have been
Barbecue sauce
disgusting as all hell.
Skittles.
And now he's got a Kmart endorsed clothing deal.
They should give JR a clothing deal.
Why not?
Jim Ross for kids.
It could be called By God.
Oh my God. Slobber knocker wear.
By God, he ripped that underwear right in half.
Now, was Cena's clothing line actually called Never Give Up or Don't Give Up or
Oh,
Hustle,
God,
Loyalty,
it is?
Respect? No, is it?
Oh, I fucking hope not. If it's something like that, they should just.
Hood
Quit
rat.
on their head.
Hey, come on! Don't give up, Cena Nation. You got this.
I wouldn't be surprised if they called it something like that. Never give up clothing or some crap, and because it
Rise
needs,
above
we need to get
cancer.
rid of that stigma that you can't that stigmata that you can't. I don't know.
I mean, it did rise above cancer before, so
Yeah, true. Maybe that's
Rise
going to be
above
the name of the
cancer.
clothing line is Rise Above Cancer. Either way, John Cena's clothing line coming soon to Kmart's near you, and
I'll be the first in line to get them.
I'm sure it's gonna be really high end clothing too.
Yeah.
Sure.
G. Coleman sponsored clothing
It's
Yeah.
gonna be
will come out in the fall, I'm sure.
You're gonna see only the most
Kmart.
highly fashionably conscious male wear them. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
you're gonna see people at the next
Only classy people. Only gonna be more classy establishments. The John Cena clothing.
the Oscars red carpet. It'll be like, who are you wearing? I'm
Don't worry,
John
John
Cena.
Cena.
I've got my my little wristbands and my hat that I throw
As
out
you
to
can
everybody.
see from these designer jorts I have on.
Oh my god. We're gonna end it off with this, and we're gonna move on to the next part. Top rope list number 3. Old pay-per-views that we want to see return in part 3.